Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Real Stories of Hurting Moms. My name is Cathy Taylor, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I look forward to this every week, and I think we're going to have a really great time tonight. I have a special guest, Crystal, with me tonight, and she'll be here in a minute to share with you. Um, we're in the new year. We got through the holidays, and I know some of us were really dreading that time and worried about it and not sure what was going to happen. But um, here we are. We're in the beginning of 2019, and we want to talk about that a little bit tonight. We're going to be thinking about some of the things that you're looking forward to, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But I do want to tell you about a couple of things. One is that right before Christmas, we did a special 12 days of healing blogs where we had different Hurting Moms leaders write blogs on different things that they chose. They chose their own topics, and they wrote these amazing kind of devotionals, and we really wanted to be able to share them. We had a huge response, and we wanted to be able to share those with you. So they are available for everyone to see on our website at hurtingmoms.com. And if you go down to Hurting Moms Community Blogs and click on that, you'll see the 12 Days of Healing. And so really want to encourage you to do that. It's really a special thing. So this is something I look forward to every week, is being with you at 6 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook Live. And so every week I have a different guest with me. And tonight I have Crystal, and I want to introduce you to her. So can we see you yet? So Crystal is, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Crystal is a group leader, and she's been through several groups. And Crystal, welcome, and thank you so much for being here with me tonight.
Hi, Kathy. I'm so happy to be here tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm on yet. Do you see me?
I see you.
Oh, okay. I don't know that I see you on Facebook, but we'll go ahead. Oh, there I am.
Okay, so you can see you on Facebook. You're there.
I see
Okay.
myself on Facebook. Okay, so yes, I came to Hurting Moms in March of last year. And I kind of reached out. I had been going through my own situation with my son, and I started sharing my story, and you encouraged me to be a part of a group. So I got involved in a group, and then I became a leader. And in the groups, I found that the women just would share their hearts, share their struggles, and
Mhm.
it just it came every Monday. I just could not wait to be able to come to the group because I was learning things that I thought I had already processed through. And being a part of the group helped me to be able to uh, be equipped and find the tools that I needed to really even begin to start letting go of things that I thought I had already let go of. And so when I started through the leadership process of leading a group, it was something that I thought that I had already been equipped with, and just being able to see some things in my life that still needed healing, and just to be honest and to be vulnerable and to be open with the women that were in the group, and then to watch each week how we would process through things
Mhm.
and how the women just grew. That was the most exciting thing for me, was just to see how they were growing and how they were even encouraging each other. And just it was one of the groups that the first group that I led. I remember coming on to the leadership group, and I was kind of shy and kind of quiet and didn't really want to share. And then by the second group that I led and that we had our leadership, it was though the things that I was shedding, and I was becoming more free, and I knew it was because of the Hurting Moms group.
Mhm.
And I know that being a part helps us to become more of who we truly are as we let go of these things that are weighing us down with our children, and
Yeah.
gives us hope. And I find that with Hurting Moms, the group, the how you've written it, Cathy, is just so amazing because you wrote it in a way that we can all relate. We can all relate to the pain and actually relate to each other, the pains that we are all going through. And as we can talk about those things, I find that we don't have to be silenced, because silence and secrecy never heals. And if we actually allow ourselves to come out and to be seen and be vulnerable in these groups, I see so much healing and restoration in the hearts of these women. And that has been such a place for me to just sit and just watch God transform the hearts in a
Yeah.
way that just where they're actually helping one another as well. And I mean, these are women that will be in my life for a very long time.
Yes, for sure.
So, I find that they're just, they're just so as much eager to be a part. And so, I wanted to speak a little bit to the women that are actually out there listening now. And if you're out there listening now and you're wondering if there is hope to be able to even be a part of the group, and what it will what would you look forward to, what would you like to see in 2019? Maybe you've lived that same day after day after day, and you've not seen change, and you're willing to be brave and courageous and step in to your own healing process. Because I found that even when my son was in jail and in prison, the more I got healed, the better of a parent that I would be, and be able to stand in my own identity to be able to help him,
Yeah.
instead of go back into the process of me being the codependent mom and trying to clean up all his messes. And so, as Cathy, as you have written it, the letting go part was so tremendous for me, because I didn't realize how much control I truly had. And then just being able to say, you know, just last week I had lunch with him, and I said to him, I said, I need to ask you for forgiveness, because there were times that you came to me to talk to me about stuff, and I was so rigid and I did not have the compassion. And I'm telling you, the last two times that I have gone through this process with these women, and I've been able to open up my heart and have it's connected a compassion with other women that I had not had.
Yeah.
And so being a part of this has really transformed my heart. It has given me, it's like I said to my son, I said, you came to me and you were hurting. And I was like, you can do this. This is this. I didn't show you as much compassion as I feel like I should have. So going through these groups, the grieving process, there are times in the grieving process that I would go back to, and I remember the things that you have written, Cathy, in there, and it really tugged on my heart to go back and say, go through this process, don't abandon it, sit in this time and allow that healing to come, so that you can be a help to someone else, so that you're not an empty cup. And as we process through these things, we are able to be filled with hope. Because I find that if we grieve things, fear worked through is courage, and anger worked through is peace. If we work through those things that are so difficult, that have been so difficult to us, we can actually find the freedom, and we no longer feel powerless over our lives. We begin to be equipped with tools that empower us to be who we truly are. So those are some of the things that I've learned, Cathy, through what
So
you
great.
have
Yeah.
let me be a part of this group for hurting moms.
It's really great. I see a lot of the ladies they're used to us. I mean, I forgot to ask at the beginning where you're watching from, and a lot of ladies are saying that to us. So I want to say that now. Where are you watching from? And also, is this your first time to be with us, or have you been a long time viewer? Um, I'm so. I just got a message, Crystal, from Pam that you need to move to your left. Yeah, only half your face is showing up.
There, is that better?
Hopefully. So I was anyway. Uh, I love I love the things you're saying about, being in these groups. I mean, nobody really understands this pain, but another hurting mom, somebody who's been through it. And so the best people to be able to give hope and encouragement to each other are other hurting moms, right? I mean, I mean, I know for myself, I'm probably not going to listen to somebody who I don't think has been through it themselves before. And so,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's part of what you're talking about of what happens in these groups is just the encouragement. We start sharing and we realize we're not alone, first of all. I mean, that's a huge part of it. It was for me. I thought I was the only one. And to realize, oh man, I'm not. That was really a big part of it. So hi, Renee. I don't know if you can see the comments. We've got people saying hello, and I want to just encourage. Here's somebody who's watching for the first time, Isabel, and saying she heard him so much. And Isabel, I just really want to encourage you, as Crystal was saying, to the best thing you can do for yourself is to get into a hurting mom support group. Would you agree with that, Crystal?
Absolutely.
It's there's nothing, I don't know, amazing things happen in these groups. And I've said it before, coming on the Facebook like this and commenting and going back and forth, this is it's one thing for healing, but being in the group, you get the tools. Victoria says she's in Oregon and she's claiming 2019 as a year of healing. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you, Victoria. That's so positive. Well, and tell us, what are some of the rest of you, what are things you're looking forward to in 2019? What are some things that, what can you claim, just like she claimed? Lisa, I see you on there. Lisa, I talked to on the phone today. That's another thing about this. Aren't you meeting moms from all over the country and from Canada?
Absolutely.
So fun.
And just the different we talk about different things that are going on where we're at, and it just connects us. We talk about the seasons and what we've gone through, and it's just so cool to see from the beginning of the first week, and then from maybe 4 weeks in, I mean, you start really seeing them open up. Where one of the ladies in my group, I said to her, I said, well, I'd like for you to pray tonight. And she said, I don't pray out loud. And I said, okay, well, let's just try. And so so then the next week, she said she'd been practicing in the car. So now, then she began each week to begin to pray, and I saw her grow, and she
That's
just got so
awesome.
excited because she was able to actually be a part and say something that she felt like she was contributing. And so she was growing, and I think she's going to be one of our leaders.
That's awesome. That is so great. You do. We grow in so many ways in these groups, and just like here, Crystal. I didn't know you, and now I feel like I've known you for a long time. I mean, you're one of the leaders. You come to leader meetings. We've met online. We've never met in person. One thing about these online groups, and we have about 7 online groups starting between next week and the beginning of March. So if you haven't been in a group yet, go to our website. I think there should be a link above this video and check it out and get into a group. But one of the things about it, when we're in online groups, we don't get to hug each other. That's the one setback, I think. But we just develop these relationships that are never going to change. Like you said, lifelong sisters. So Alicia says joy and peace are a constant. She's staying off of the roller coaster. And Renee Jessup says she is going to continue to stay well in 2019. Renee is one of our leaders in Kentucky, and she's actually done a whole lot to promote hurting moms all through her state. So grateful for her. Yeah, what else? What are some specific, do you have any like real specific things that you talked about the letting go chapter, just about learning how to let go. What other things what other tools did you gain?
Well, I think one of the things was being able to see how we were so involved in our children's lives that we did not develop. We had forgotten about that. We have our own lives. And
Right.
some of the things that I would share with the women, find something new that you didn't know how to do before, and do something for yourself. Like, be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself. You're going through a lot. Don't be hard on yourself, because being hard on yourself is going to make it more difficult for you to keep your heart open. Because I feel like a lot of times when we go through things, we put up a wall really quick for self
Mhm.
protection, and in that self protection, we don't allow ourselves to be open, and so we those are our coping mechanisms. And I found that in the book, some of the things that for the letting go part, and actually for becoming who we are, those were some of the things that helped me to even realize that I could move on in life and not stay stuck in the emotional roller coaster, as I allowed myself to put the walls down and allow the women in this group to really see who I truly am and what I struggle with. And that was a deep connection for us, is because, I shared stories and things with them that they couldn't believe what I have been through, and still have a smile on my face. And
Yeah.
that gave them hope to know that, they don't have to live in that same day over and over again. They can stop the emotional roller coaster and actually step into a they can, we can't always accept it, but we may not always want to accept it, but we can have a new norm. We can start somewhere fresh. We
Yeah.
can put down the stake and say, you know what, for me, I am going to begin to live in a way where I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to have joy. And those are the things that I learned in the book, is that how we learn to let go and how we learn to grieve and then begin our lives. It might be hard to accept, but we can accept a new normal. We can grieve.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so good. Rhonda says self-care. That's something she's looking forward to in 2019. And I think that's a lot about what you're talking about here, is taking care of ourselves. I mean, I think I got so caught up in my one child that I neglected my other kids, my spouse. I mean, everything was focused on the one child that I had absolutely no control over at all, no matter how hard I tried. And so I lost myself in that. And I just think as we go through the group, and like you said, we learn to surrender them. I learned how to have joy and peace again, even in the midst of it. I still have a son who's an alcoholic, and he didn't come home at Christmas, and I wait for him, and we talk or we text a little bit, but I miss him, but I don't lose sleep over him. I've learned how to surrender him and know that I can't fix him. All I can do is just love him and not try to get in the middle of it. And I think that's kind of what we learn in the groups, is that we get the tools to learn how to do that. How do we step back? How do we take our own life back and become the person that God intends us to be? Because God created us with a plan as well. And we're basically not following that plan when we're just focusing on a child that we have no control over. There's nothing we can do about it.
And they're gonna continue to be who they are until they get that. I find that it's almost like a discipline that comes, like when we
Hmm.
sign up for these groups, we begin to discipline ourselves to even come to the group and get
Yeah.
involved in the group. And so then there is a discipline, and there is a grid that we did not have. There is something that's poured in our foundation that will last, that can be layered on, that we can grow from, that we can help others from. But unless we're willing to be a part and to get in to a group and allow ourselves to heal, we stay the same. And
Yeah.
that is what I decided, that I would not live in the wilderness the rest of my life, that I would actually join a group, be vulnerable, open myself up, lower the walls of self protection,
Yeah.
the things that I did, the coping mechanisms, whatever it was it go shopping, was it drink, whatever it was, I was going to be vulnerable enough that I was going to be free and be able to let the love of God come in and heal my heart. And he does that in the group.
Yeah.
And you begin to see the love just flow between
Yeah.
one another and the women just experiencing it. And so I am just so grateful that I've been able to be a part of these ladies' lives. And I mean, it's changed my life.
Yeah. It really has changed my life. Even when I wrote it, and I've shared many times that I wrote it out of my own pain. It was really, I wasn't trying to help other moms. I really was trying to find something for myself because I was so desperate. And everything that's happened since has all been God creating it, because just the fact that the way the moms are responding and the healing that's taking place, it's absolutely amazing. And I'm so grateful to be part of it, and grateful to know people like you. And I was laughing when you said that you noticed right around week 4, you start seeing, everybody says that. All the leaders, we have had over 100 leaders, and every single leader says around week 4, all of a sudden everybody
Yeah.
starts changing. Of course, there's a lot of tears at the beginning, because some of us are just sharing this for the very first time. We have
Right.
never felt safe enough to share this pain. And so there's a lot of tears at the beginning. And then as we go along, we start getting stronger. And pretty soon we start smiling and laughing. And we all know things about each other that maybe no one else knows. And so we have this bond,
Yep.
the sisterhood, like you said, that is absolutely amazing. And so I think people, I mean, I can't stress it enough. It's not about getting a book. It's about healing. I mean, this is the books that we use are the tools. That's the tools. So
Absolutely.
Lisa, I don't know if you can see this. Lisa says, Crystal, what a testimony of encouragement. Thank you. Deb Ives is on here. Deb is our director of leader development, and she says the healing is amazing.
Yes.
So it is. We never think we're going to feel like that again. And there's Renee says, contact me on Facebook. I can send you a packet that she sent out to churches. Renee really reached out to a lot of churches in Kentucky and just been a huge champion for hurting moms. So it's fun to see all these women that I'm seeing commenting on there. I never knew them before this. I had the pleasure and the honor of meeting Renee in person at Thanksgiving. We were visiting my daughter in Tennessee, and so I drove up and met with Renee. But for the most part, I've never met him in person, but I feel like we've been friends for years. It's crazy.
Yeah, one of the things that I really felt is that how the words on the page become flesh and it dwells among us. There's a connection in the spirit, and with the hearts of these women, that comes from being able to share your heart and
Yeah.
being able to open it up. I mean, there's something that's released, the power to be able to connect with one another. And it's the compassion, the love and the caring and the hope and the journey that we take together, and we begin to trust one another, and we grow in that secure place that we know that next Monday she's going to be there for me, and she's going to speak into
Yeah.
my, we're going to speak into each other's lives, and we're going to connect, and we are bonded through love.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I cannot think of a better place that I would want to be on Monday nights than to meet with these women. And it's like, I look forward to it. Like I was looking forward to it. I prayed all day and I was like, Lord, bring them, bring the women that are hurting, help them to have the courage and be the bravery to join a group, to take this step into the journey of healing and hope and restoration. That is
Yeah.
for all of us, healing is the bread of the children, and we are going to eat of it if we're going to be together.
So, and you've enjoyed it so much that she can't, as soon as she finishes one group, she's like, okay, I'm ready for my next group. So Crystal actually has a new group starting on March 4th. So anybody who's out there thinking about joining a group and maybe feel a little nervous, here's Crystal. She's a leader. She's starting on March 1st. So jump into her group. Go ahead and sign up for it. because you'll get to see her and have her be able to lead you through that. Deb is saying, for anybody who's interested, I've seen a few people say, I want to start a group in my area. Anybody who is interested in becoming a leader for hurting moms, please go to our website, and there's a form under start a group, I think, for new leaders. It's a leader interest form. And you fill that out and submit it. And then it goes to Deb, who's in charge of our leaders and leader development, and she will contact you, and she'll walk you step by step through the process of becoming a leader. And she's amazing. And I can't think of a better person to do that. You're going to love her. So even if it just means getting to talk to her, it's worth filling out one of those leader information sheets. So Deborah says her daughter came home after being gone for a year and a half. And there she is, court next week, drug charges. How many of us are going through that? I mean, so many moms. How many moms have spent hours in court? It's, we're not alone. We feel alone. We have shame, we have guilt, but we're not alone. We have each other. And this community of moms, hurting moms, as much as painful as it is, and even the words hurting moms, but we know what that is, don't we? I mean, if you see the words hurting moms, you know, if you're a hurting mom, you know what that means. And
absolutely,
we have each other. We're not alone anymore. And I feel really strongly that we need each other. I think we need each other to be able to get through and to move out of and away from the pain and the anguish and the anxiety and the fear and the shame and the guilt and all the other emotions that we go through as hurting moms, the roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about
roller coaster of emotions. One day you're great. The next day the wind gets out of your sail, but you know there's a constant inside of you. As you begin to get those tools, you can go back to the book, get back into the word, and begin to recite those words, and they become a part of you. And as they become a part of you, you get stronger. And I have had some of my hurting moms come on the next group and say, you know, I went back to that and I began to read that and I remember what that said. And I said, that's how you grow. That's how you build that tool. You build that muscle inside of you, that you grow this depth inside of you by continuing in the faith and not running back, and I think sometimes people don't realize that we need to stay steady, keep in front of us and not run back to the things and just stay in the process, don't
Absolutely.
leave the process. And that's the one of the things that I say a lot now is don't leave the process, stay in the fight. If you're fighting for the fight of your life, you're fighting for your faith. And so that faith is growing as we continue to go to the word and go to, as he is speaking to us, just continue to allow his voice to ring louder and his word to ring louder than any other voice. Silence all the other voices and just listen to him. And you will find the peace that passes all your understanding.
Absolutely. Chris says, rode that roller coaster over Christmas. Welcome 2019. I think, I mean, that, I don't know. I feel the same way. I feel like as we come into a new year, it's like, man, I'm just looking forward to a fresh start and a new year and getting off on the right foot and not focusing on what was and what could have been and how down I might feel or at any moment, but to look forward to what God's going to do in my life in the coming year. How is he going to change things for me? So a lot of the women are sharing some of their story on there. Joanne has a daughter who's been gone for their lives for a year. Many, many moms, I've been really surprised about this. I've said it before. I find are suffering and hurting because their kids are estranged from them. So many kids have just turned their backs on their moms and just said, hey, I don't want anything to do with you. And that is so painful. That's got to be, it's just the worst, especially when there's grandchildren involved. So we have so many different scenarios. Here's what I think. I think when we're a hurting mom, there's lots of different reasons that we hurt. Our situations are different, but the pain that we have when it's our children is the same. I think we
Right.
all know that pain. So that's, I just, again, I think Crystal, both of us just want to encourage you. If you have not been through a group, please, 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 just push your fear away. Allow God to just take hold and give you strength and sign up for one of those groups. Get involved because it really is going to help. I don't even know how to stress it enough. I know you know, what we have about 1 minute left, Crystal. What closing words do you have for our moms?
I would like to just say, keep your gaze upon him. And as long as we keep our gaze, I know sometimes, when Peter was talking about when he was walking on the water, when he stopped looking at the Father, he began to go up and down, up and, he began to sink. And I think if we keep our gaze
Yeah,
away from the distractions and keep our heart focused on him and his word, I think that it will strengthen our hearts and give us courage. And my other encouragement is step in and step out of the old and into the new, because there is a new beginning, a fresh door opening for you ladies out there, you hurting moms. Step into a group and watch how your lives will drastically change. It will change the atmosphere in your home, in your family, everywhere you go. You will begin to have the courage and the hope like you've never had before. So I just encourage you tonight to let go of every fear, every hindrance, everything that's holding you back, and no excuses. Take the time to step in and cross over 2019 into a great future.
absolutely. Thank you. That's a good word. I'm going to hang on to that myself. We're just going to, we're all in this together. We're going to link arms, hold hands, and walk into 2019 together. Crystal, thank you so much for being with us tonight and for just sharing your heart and your wisdom and your experience. And ladies, I hope that you've been inspired by Crystal. And again, if you're thinking about joining a group and you're not quite sure, now you know Crystal, you could jump into her group on March 4th. We have about 7 or 8 groups between now and then. So find one that works for you. And please, 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 we can't stress it enough. Get into one of those groups. So love you all. As always, I think about you. I pray for you every day. I'm so grateful to be part of this ministry. So grateful to get to know some of you. And I'll be back next Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I don't know what time that is. Well, Crystal's 3 hours ahead of me. So right now it's 6:30 here and it's 9:30. I'd be ready for bed by now.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks, Crystal. Thanks for being here.
Thank
Love
you.
everybody. Bye bye.